Well, you touched on Tarkyn O'Leary, and I think a great segue. And he's one that has had, again, a really consistent year. And I personally think he's pretty underrated, just that running capacity. We saw it in the testing, but also his kicking ability, his spatial awareness to switch the ball on the run. Tell us sort of where he fits the gap at the next level if he was to make it, and why he's so productive in any team he fits into.
Yeah, it's a great story, Tarky. He came in the very first night that I was at the club. We ran a 2K-er and he ran about 6 minute flat, I think, maybe just inside 6 minutes. And immediately you go, okay, he's a great runner, but can he actually play? Because that's always been the question with the guys that are great runners. And he can. He's a genuine footballer. Comes from a genuine football family. And, I think you saw him run a 5:48 the other day. What you see on the field is, as a wingman, he holds his lanes really well. He's quite compliant. He sets up well structurally, and the kick's really nice, so he can get out and power run contest to contest. And at his height, he's a Dan Hanbury style wingman, that basically goal line to goal line type runner, which I think is really impressive at the next level. And we see that with guys like Ed Langdon, who'd only be marginally taller, I reckon, than Tark, that can play the wing. I also think he could play high half forward at the next level and be that player that gets up the ground, helps defensively, and then resets back with speed. And we saw in his Zebras games, he was able to hit the scoreboard and kick goals each week. And we didn't really tap into that too much at the Dragons. He was pretty locked into that wing role, and we're trying to get a few other guys through half forward. But I do think that's a capability for him at the next level.
Brother of Blake O'Leary, and he played a little bit of that small forward role last year. How did you, I guess, see his ability to, being that sort of smaller size, compete against some of those bigger boys?
Yeah, I think that's always the question that comes up with clubs as a wing, whether or not, if you come up against a 190 centimetre wingman, can they push forward on you and take a mark? I would say with Tark that he's ultra competitive. He's not going to get beaten in contests for a lack of effort. He's one of those guys who's going to die trying out there, which you absolutely love as a coach because you know what you're going to get every week. So I don't think the size will be too much of an issue. That's where I think half forward's important for him, because that's a secondary role that he could do really well, and that his skill set translates really well too. He's ultra combative, and saw him in the grand final, I think in the third or fourth quarter, in a little push and shove out in the far wing. And he's that sort of guy. He'll stand up for his teammates and he'll protect them, and he'll be the little bloke right in the middle of all the mess because he just loves it. So he'll be a good asset at the next level.